There's no way you know all 10 of these hidden secrets here at EPCOT. Let's go. Before we even get in there, obviously we need coffee, and this Joffrey's normally has like no one here, maybe a few people. People seem to not realize there's a Joffrey's right outside EPCOT. Gonna be usually much faster than Joffrey's inside and much faster than Starbucks. It's my EPCOT B-roll song. I know you wanted to hear my EPCOT B-roll song. EPCOT B-roll. Let's get it going. Don't you just have to every time you see Spaceship Earth, because it's just so beautiful and amazing and wonderful and glorious, and it's just like, how did this come to be here? But you know how it came to be here because John Hench and Marty Sklar are geniuses, and it's just like, oh, I love it. Anyway, is that what everyone else thinks when they see Spaceship Earth every time? But let's talk about Spaceship Earth for our fun detail number 1. Did you know that if you stand underneath Spaceship Earth when it's pouring down rain, you will not get wet? Any ideas why? Well, it just so happens that in between all of those 11,324 triangle panels, there's about an inch gap, and it's actually a drain pipe. So Spaceship Earth acts as a huge water collector, and then it's filtered into World Showcase Lagoon, and it's reused. Disney does a lot of conservation. They do a lot of reclaimed water. They try to filter water and reuse it as much as possible. But Spaceship Earth is basically like the world's biggest umbrella. Another interesting thing about Spaceship Earth is it's 180 feet tall, only 9 feet shorter than the castle. I feel like Spaceship Earth feels taller. The castle, I don't know, they don't feel close to me. For the record, Expedition Everest and Tower of Terror are both 199 feet tall. But I know me, like a lot of people, especially when they were little, thought of Spaceship Earth as a giant golf ball. Knowing that this is 180 feet tall, do you know how tall you'd have to be to hit that like a golf ball? Almost 1.5 miles tall. Over 7,700 feet tall is how tall the average person would have to be to hit this golf ball. Just crazy. Also, do you want a funny Disney World story? Some of you may know that I worked in guest relations. One of my dear friends worked in guest relations here, and she had a guest come in and ask her if the entire Earth would fit inside Spaceship Earth. We're headed to the seas now for our next fun story, but I've been distracted by Pluto. Hi, Pluto! I like your collar! It's very festive. Hi, Goofy. You look so cute today. Very dapper as always. Good to see you, pal. It's a scientific fact that if you put a character in front of me, I will be distracted by them. But what's great is more characters have come back to EPCOT. Meet and greets are still distanced like that, but Mickey has come back to the Imagination Pavilion, where the Magic Eye Theater is, where the Pixar and Disney shorts are. Joy has moved back into the Imagination Pavilion. Vanellope has come back into the Imagination Pavilion. Donald has come back in his Three Caballeros outfit to Mexico. Minnie's moved to the gazebo as you enter World Showcase. And a lot of the princesses are in their countries. You can often find the times on My Disney Experience, but it's just great to see the characters out and about and bringing this park to life. Next up, we are headed to the seas with Nemo and friends. This is low-key one of my favorite attractions to this park just because it's very calming. It's very relaxing. I like any dark ride where they're going to put you through a Disney story. But I have another secret about this place. You don't have to ride the ride if you want to go see the thing I'm about to show you. Could you guys be quiet? You can also just go into the sea base, which is one of my favorite places to hang out. And there's a secret activity in here that I bet most of you don't know about, and some cool fun facts. Also, this sweet cast member was telling people that they'd wear their masks inside, and he looked at this one older lady, I would wager possibly a grandparent, and he goes, "Ma'am, even the pretty people have to wear their masks." And I thought that was so cute and so funny. And cast members are national treasures. All right, we've made it into the sea base. First things first, let's talk about this activity that I bet a lot of people don't realize exists here. It's called Finding Dory's Friends, a Fantastic Scavenger Hunt. There's these little booklets right here. This is totally free. And in Finding Dory's Friends, It's going to encourage you to look at all the different exhibits here in the sea base on both floors, because you're helping Dory, who's a fish on a mission. She can't remember her friends' names because she's classic Dory. There's a map in here, so she's going to give you some different information about the animals. Let's see. And she's going to tell you which section they're in. So this is the marine mammal section, and she gives you a little rhyme about that animal. If you go to that section, you'll be able to figure out which animal it is, and then you take the stickers and put them on the appropriate pages, and then once you've done them all, you can put the Finding Dory's Friends sticker on. So this is a great, again, free activity inside air conditioning in a building that's not normally that crowded, that you can do with your little ones, you can do as an adult, you can do the whole thing, you can do part of it, you can just let your kids play with the stickers, honestly, while you enjoy some AC. But a lot of people don't realize this exists, and it's a great activity to kill some time. First things first, your pal and mine, we gotta go talk to my best buddy. Here he is, the serpent of safety here at the seas. Mr. Eel, how are you, buddy? Oh, hey there, Molly. I haven't seen you in a while. I know, Mr. Eel, I've been doing some other things, but I'm so happy to see you. It's good to see you, too. You've been staying safe and hanging out? Yeah, I've just been hanging out here in my little cave. Mrs. Eel's doing well. You know what, Mr. Eel, I just thank you so much for saying hi to me today. Could you say hey to everybody? Hey, everybody, it's Mr. Eel. Come visit me. Tag me on Instagram at Mr. Eel. That doesn't exist. Please don't do that, actually. I don't know what that is. I don't think that's a verified account. I would not tag anything at Mr. Eel. So, anyway, I love you, Mr. Eel. It's good to see you. And have a great weekend. Also in the ocean life exhibit are seahorses, which are like the coolest looking creatures of all time. They're just like so cute. But they put Mickey ears on the sea urchins, which is like so cute. I could cry. Also, during Halloween, they decorated in here with fake spiders, and during Christmas, they put candy canes and stuff in here, and it's like, whoever's in charge of animal services for the seas deserves a raise and a hug from The Rock or celebrity of their choosing. Now, scooting into Bruce's Shark World, and then we're gonna go look at real sharks upstairs, but I would like to share a fun fact about Bruce the shark. One, he's a great photo op if you want to climb in there and stick your face out. But two, did you know that Bruce the Shark is named after the most famous shark in cinematic history? If you guessed a shark from Sharknado 3, oh hell no, close. There's actually a ride attendant named Bruce in that attraction. It was shot over at Universal, and he's a ride attendant on Rip Ride Rocket, and a shark lands on the ride and eats him, obviously. But that Bruce and this Bruce were both named after the mechanical shark in Jaws, which notoriously didn't work, kept sinking to the bottom of the ocean. They couldn't get it to work, so Steven Spielberg nicknamed him Bruce after his lawyer, which is a huge insult to the lawyer. Also, they called it the Great White Turd. So if I were the lawyer, my feelings would be hurt, but that's not the point. The point is, this shark is named Bruce as a nod to, of course, Bruce the Shark Jaws. But there are real sharks in here too. All right, looking for sharks in the big exhibit here. Bonus fun fact, if you skimmed just an inch of water off the top of all the tanks in the seas, in the exhibits, and the things you can't see, it could fill Spaceship Earth. There's a hammerhead over there. Do you see him? Sharky. The way that the sharks are fed, the sharks are actually trained, which surprises a lot of people that you can train sharks, but the sharks are trained, they only eat at night. They make the tank dark, and then the animal services team member, they shine a single light on one spot, and that's where they drop the food. So the sharks are trained to look for the light and know that's their cue to eat. That's why they don't eat all the other fish in here. They're properly fed, they're nice and full, and they know their cue to eat is when they see the light. We are scooting into the land pavilion next. This is the home of Soarin' and Living with the Land, which is the next attraction we're going to talk about. Another underrated hit. Pop in the comments if you too love Mickey-shaped lettuce. What's your favorite vegetable you see? Let us know. Only Disney people would get that. Like, if I told a non-Disney person, I was trying to convince them to come to Disney World, I don't think I could be like, there's this ride where you ride a really slow boat and you look at like squash. People be like, I don't want to do that. But You get it. I know you guys are my people. You get it. You do want to look at squash and cucumbers. Not only does Living with the Land have a ton of hidden Mickeys in it, it actually has a couple of really cool details in the farm scene specifically. Those are what we're going to talk about. All right, so when you're in Living with the Land, the first part is animatronics, talking about different climates, and then the second half is your wonderful boat ride through the greenhouses of EPCOT. A couple things for you to keep an eye on. First of all, you know that rooster that's crowing incessantly? Look at the mailbox. You'll notice he's number 82 is the street address. That is a nod to 1982, which is the year that EPCOT opened. The second thing to look for in this same scene is that dog barking. Look very closely at him. He may look familiar to you if you've been on either Pirates of the Caribbean or Carousel of Progress. All three of these dogs are the same animatronic, reused in different ways, and the legend has it that it was based on Walt Disney's dog. So this dog lives the life of luxury here on the farm, traveling through the 20th century, and dangling those keys. Okay, Figment fans, this next one is for you. Now, based on the number of people waiting in line for hours and hours to get a popcorn bucket shaped like Figment, it feels like there's a lot more Figment fans than there are fans of this version of the attraction. And if you wonder yourself, why do people wait so long for a popcorn bucket? Hold on. Winnie the Pooh has a butterfly net. Oh my gosh. Could this get cuter? Oh. There's a lot of people that love Figment but don't love this version of the attraction. And that's because most people fell in love with the original version of this attraction that featured the Dreamfinder. But did you know there's a nod to the Dreamfinder still in the attraction that you can see? Did you catch it? Let's slow it down. It's really hard to see on camera because the ride moves quickly, but on one of the office doors, it's the office of Dean Finder. Far from my favorite attraction at any park, but I know people love it. I know people love Figment. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Vanellope is back. I told you I'd get distracted by a character multiple times. Joy is here as well, but Joy's been here. She's been out playing in the field with Pooh sometimes. But Vanellope, Wreck-It Ralph is low-key one of my favorite Disney movies. It's in my top 10 of Disney animated feature films. Duckfist makes fun of me for that. He says it's not worth that spot, but it is. So I'm very excited right now. Hi, Vanellope! I'm so glad you're back! I've missed you! Have you been racing? You? You're number one, I know. Did you beat all of them? You beat the whole internet? You've been racing with Shanks still? A little bit? Have you seen Ralph? Oh, he's wrecking things still. That makes sense. That does make sense. Well, give my best to all the other racers in Sugar Rush, Minty Zaki, Jubilina Bing Bing, Francis Fludgerbutter, Candlehead, all of them. It's like a super busy day at EPCOT because there are no calm days anymore, and there was no line for Vanellope or Joy. I don't think people know they're back here yet, so now I've told you, you're welcome, but I'm sorry if the lines get longer. Cheerio! We have made it to the United Kingdom Pavilion. I learned, thanks to some of you from the actual United Kingdom, because in the last video I said tally-ho and I didn't know what it meant. A lot of you told me it had to do with fox hunting, but it's kind of an outdated phrase, so now I'm going to use cheerio when I'm in the United Kingdom. And I'm looking for a specific window here. The windows are always a good place to look for fun little Easter eggs and hidden things. And one of my favorite details that not a lot of people realize is here on the back side of the tea shop, you have a seamstress shop, and you can see which dress they're working on in the window. I may have noticed this before. If you've been on a jolly holiday with Mary, you can even see a little basket of sewing ingredients. Mary's suitcase. That's not her carpet bag, though. We know that one's full of secrets. But a lot of people don't realize Mary Poppins' dress, right here, hidden in the UK Pavilion. Bonus fact. Headed to France, spoiler alert for our next detail, but this bridge that I just crossed over, that represents crossing the River Thames, and this bridge, as you head into France, is crossing over the Seine, the famous rivers of Europe. Headed into the new France Pavilion, not new, expanded, the new part of the France Pavilion that opened up officially last year on October 1st for the 50th. This is where Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is. A few little details to notice. For starters, here is the health inspector's office, and his name is Nadar Lassard, which is the name of the health inspector in Ratatouille. At the end, you may remember they capture him and shove him in the freezer, the refrigerator with all the cheese. I would like to be shoved into a refrigerator full of cheese. But let's talk about my favorite detail outside, which is over here in this queue. There are actually tiny rat paw prints on the ground running back to the kitchen. And there are several cute Easter eggs to look for on the ride as well. But the one that I love is the Pixar Pizza Planet truck, because they hide the Pizza Planet truck from Toy Story in every single Pixar movie, and I love that they hid it on the ride as well. So the next time you ride Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, in the first big room that you get to, where you're on the rooftop with Remy and Cousteau's ghost and they're deciding what to make, look to your right hand side in a window right there, and you will see the shadow of a toy Pizza Planet truck right there in the window. It is super cool. Konnichiwa from Japan, where I have spotted this bird walking on a bush. And you know I'm normally scared of birds, but when they do this, they normally are hunting. Oh my god, did he get something? He got it. He's eating a lizard. This is the animal kingdom now. This is animal kingdom now. Censorship, unless you're ready for this to be National Geographic. Wow. It's the circle of life. Okay, now, konnichiwa from Japan for real. We're no longer watching birds hunt. And there are tons of great details in this pavilion, like there are in any pavilion, but as you can imagine, Japan is so ornate and beautiful as a country, so there's a lot of cool details. But this one is particularly awesome. This beautiful pagoda right here. This is one of the most historic and probably most valuable things in all of Walt Disney World, because it was a gift to Roy Disney, Walt's brother, from the Emperor of Japan at the time as a congratulatory gift for opening Walt Disney World. It originally sat at the Polynesian for many years, and then eventually it was moved over here to EPCOT. So this is really, really cool, and a personal gift to Roy Disney. If you want more details and more adventures in the Japan Pavilion, I did a whole Trapped here, and if you go watch it, you can find the hidden monster that lives in this pavilion. It's time to talk about Test Track, which has, in my humble opinion, possibly the coolest hidden Mickey of all time. And this is not one that you can debate and say, that's probably not a Mickey, because it is for sure a Mickey. But let's get on Test Track. It's really hard to see, in fact, basically impossible, and it's a two-step process. Test Track is incredibly popular. It usually has one of the longest waits in the park. They do have a single rider line. You will be split up from your party, but you will likely get on faster than the standby line. They also do have a lightning lane. If you're using Genie Plus, this one goes quick, so make sure to book it. But the hidden Mickey we're looking for is on the attraction. In the environmentality testing, there are some blueprints on the wall. And in that blueprint is a URL. If you go type that URL into a browser, well, there's a hidden Mickey. Okay, we are now moving next door to Mission Space, which is like everyone's least favorite attraction because it makes you want to barf. But it's very cool technology. I've talked about it a million times, how NASA and Disney worked for over 5 years together to make this technology, and the astronauts that wrote it said it's the closest thing they've ever done to going in space is actually, you know, going to space. But few cool things to look at here at Mission Space. Number one, this beautiful Mars planet here. Disney actually custom made the paint for this because they wanted an otherworldly kind of shiny Mars vibe. They wanted it inviting but kind of scary at the same time. That color didn't exist, so Disney made it, which happens a lot. If you look at this right here, you may notice all of these little golden orbs. Those are for all of the different moon landings that have happened right here on the moon. And then this one, Breedlove, this next little detail's for you. So inside, here we go. Oh my gosh, you can see it. Okay, here's the giant gravity wheel showing you different rooms of the spaceship. Like there's the gym, there's the kitchen. But if you look very closely on the center right there, you will see the Horizons logo, which is the predecessor to this and Breedlove's all-time favorite attraction. Headed back to Spaceship Earth, the actual ride, and look how big the Nova Corps ship is for Guardians of the Galaxy. They just installed that a few weeks ago, and it is giant and awesome, and I cannot wait to ride that ride. Still no official date. It's time to take a journey to the past on Spaceship Earth. This is the ride inside the giant golf ball. Spoiler alert, it's also all in that building too. It doesn't all fit in the golf ball, unfortunately. But inside Spaceship Earth, obviously a beloved attraction that tells a tale of communication throughout time. But did you know some other famous people throughout time are hidden here, or maybe you wouldn't expect? If you recall from the Magic Kingdom version of this, I talked about how Disney reuses animatronics a lot. They will make one face multiple times, slap on different hair, skin, clothes, and boom, now you've got a completely different person. Keep your eyes peeled because you may see some of the presidents of the United States who have taken on different roles throughout history. Taft, Zachary Taylor, Teddy Roosevelt, John Tyler, Franklin Pierce, John Adams, Andrew Jackson, James Buchanan. And this one is controversial. People have debate over this one. It's either Dwight Eisenhower or the dad from Carousel of Progress. But there's also thought that that's the daughter from Carousel of Progress, so believe whichever one you think. But they for sure are reusing faces here. Just choose your preferred face, John from Carousel of Progress or Dwight Eisenhower. That's a wrap on 10 hidden secrets here at EPCOT. Let us know your favorite down in the comments, and now go watch the Magic Kingdom version. Bye!